guys, it's Granny. I'm taking myself on a date. It's finally intellectual day. Yay! I was going to do this yesterday. I was going to drive into Santa Rosa. I have a gift card that my priest gave me to get a book at Copperfield's Books. So, yeah, I got up really excited to do that, and the first thing that happened in my day was I got a phone call telling me that an old friend of Michael's and mine had just passed away. So, I needed to talk to his wife and, do the things that are necessary when something like that happens. It was somebody that we were quite close to as a couple when Michael and I were first dating. And in fact, she was my maid of honor, and the fellow that died was Michael's best man. So we were very close at one time. They moved away. He became ill. His kidneys had stopped functioning. He'd lost both of his legs. And, bless his heart, the man worked almost up until the very end. He continued to do his job, from home. So he was an amazing individual, and it was very sad to hear of his passing. And so unfortunately, Michael and I spent the rest of the day not getting along very well. I'll just put it that way. I got upset because Michael did not seem to be grieving his friend's death. And, I'm coming to realize after experiencing several deaths with Michael of people that we knew that something in his traumatic brain injury disabled him from grief. He doesn't know how to process grief. And so it appears to anybody observing him that he's feeling nothing. We talked about it. He does feel the grief. It's very hard for him to process. He was trying to communicate that to me. I got scared because it occurred to me that when I die, he's not going to be able to deal with the arrangements, contacting the family, all the stuff that a spouse does. And, chances are, logistically, I will probably outlive Michael. But, you never know. And so, anyway, I became frightened and defensive and angry, and I didn't deal with it very well at all. So we had a little bit of a fight yesterday, but after it was over, I think we had both vented, we felt better, it blew over, and everything's fine between Mike and I. Absolutely fine. So today I woke up and I thought, girl, you really need to get yourself out and go do something just for you, something fun that you've been wanting to do. It's not something expensive because it's a gift card, right? I'm just spending the gas, really. So I'm going to go do this. And yeah. Yay me. Yay us. Yay life. Yay Maya. I got Maya with me. I decided to bring her along, even though I knew she would whine in my ear and make things more stressful than they needed to be. I wanted to have my girl, so I got my girl. I was just going on a date with Mom, huh? Yeah. And we're going to get a gourmet coffee and have an intellectual discussion about all kinds of intellectual things. So just hang on, because we'll get there in a minute. And we have arrived. Copperfield's Books. Let's go see what they got. was really lovely. You guys, I'm too shy to make a video, and talk to my phone in the bookstore. I mean, that was what I was going to do, and then I just, I don't know, I got nervous, and I got me a mocha, peppermint mocha, and I found a book. It was not exactly what I was looking for, but you know how books are? It's like you get the one you're supposed to have. I don't know how many times in my life I've just wandered into a bookstore, not even having anything in mind. And a book will just kind of fall into my hands and say to me, I am your book. I am the book you need. You must read me. And I've kind of gotten away from reading lately. There's so much available in the way of information online that it just seems like I'm not reading like I used to. You know what I mean? I used to read the Bible more than I do now, too. It's just that after studying it for so many years, it's not exactly my go-to reading material anymore. If I want to reference something, I'll pull it out. And obviously, at church, every single week, we read 3 lessons from the Bible. So it's not like I'm biblically challenged or the Bible is lacking in my life. But I've just gotten away from that reading habit. I go for screen time. And, I'm sure that's true of a lot of people nowadays. So anyway, since I have been struggling lately with some anger and anxiety, and, it's all part of ADD and trauma and all this stupid stuff that goes on in my head. I'm not necessarily into the labels, but I certainly recognize what my challenges are. Am I making any sense? Oh my gosh. It's Intellectual Day. I know about all kinds of things. I know about psychology. I can tell you about bipolar disorder. I can tell you about borderline personality disorder. I can tell you about ADD. I can tell you about eating disorders. I can tell you about depression, anxiety, and agoraphobia. There's lots of kinds of phobias people can have. You can have xenophobia and be afraid of everything. Or is that being afraid of people? Ooh, not sure about that one. And I know science. I know all about science, people. I know about biology, that's the study of life. I know about zoology, that's the study of animals. I know about psychology, that's the study of the mind. I know about hematology, that's the study of blood. I know about coffeetology, that's the study of peppermint mocha. I know about literature. I know all the great authors. I know Shakespeare and Dickens. I know Mark Twain and Louisa May Alcott and all those guys. I know about food. I know about butter. I'm intellectual. I know about science. Did I say that already? I know what an arborist is. I know what a biologist is. I know what a petrologist is. No, I don't. That's a lie. I don't think there even is such a thing. And I know about herbology. That's the study of herbs. And psychology and parapsychology and There's somebody looking at me. Now I can't talk. That's called social anxiety. Science, people. But I know everything about, I know about cars. I know that there's Toyotas and Volkswagens and Chevys and Fords and Nissans and, I'm looking around the parking lot. I'm cheating. I'm cheating. Okay, so I don't know about cars. I know all about dogs. I know all kinds of breeds of dogs. There's Dalmatians, and there's Dachshunds, and there's Great Danes, and there's those little foo-foo poodles, and there's beagles, and why do we care about any of this? This is not an interesting thing to talk about. I'm just showing off because I know so much, because I'm intellectual. If you want to learn anything, go to the bookstore and have coffee, because coffee stimulates the brain. Because coffee, oh, now I'm feeling smarter. Okay, coffee is a stimulant. It stimulates your frontal cortex in your brain tissue-ness. And then you have executive function. And executive function allows you to perform certain tasks that are important to life. So, coffee is very important. Coffee is very important. Without coffee, your cerebellum would frickin' shrivel up and die. It's true. You have to have coffee, or your cerebellum will raisinify. It'll become a raisin. Why is this so freaking funny? I don't know. I am just, you guys, I think I'm giddy. It's like, I really needed to get out of the house, and not because I had to, not because there was a scheduled freaking appointment or somebody waiting for me to help them with something crazy. It was like, I got up, I put on makeup, you guys. I never wear makeup. I even put on makeup for myself to take myself out on this date today and with you, so that we could have intellectualness and coffee. And I am so thrilled that I did this, because this is what I need to do more of. You have to have freaking balance in your life. You can't, like, constantly be alternating between absolute madness and giving of yourself and fulfilling your responsibilities, and then you alternate that with just like trying to comfort and soothe yourself and regain some energy, and then you go right back to doing all the crazy stuff. And you can't go on like that. You lose your freaking noodle. You have to have downtime. You have to have you time. Take you time, people. I'm a walking example of how important that is. Because yesterday, I was a total bitch. I was, because I had gone too far. And this is what happens to me. If I push myself past a certain point, like, I can go about 3 days. No, I would say I can do 2, like, constant days with no time, like, for me. And I can be fine. I can recover from that just fine. 3 days of, nonstop being needed I don't do well with that. I start becoming a little bit unpredictable. And I just don't, your fuel tank gets low. Your fuel tank just gets really low. Your emotional fuel tank. You might be able to keep up the physical energy, but, our brains can only hold so much, what's the word I'm looking for? Our brains can only hold so much I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. I'm looking for a word. Our brains can only hold so much of celery. I can't think of the word, so I'll just say celery. There's the title for the video. Our brains can only hold so much celery. Start to choke on them celery strings, man. I swear, I'm acting like I'm stoned out of my gourd. I'm not. I am not in the least bit stoned at the moment. Not at the moment. All I have in me is coffee. That's it. Maybe that's the problem. Little nutrition might be a good idea. You just had coffee. It's okay, you guys. It's okay. I don't even care if I don't, stick to my nutrition plan today. I don't care. Because today is about make Leslie frickin' happy. Wow, all of a sudden I just wanted to cry. What is going on with me, you guys? Yeah, I needed this trip out of the house. I really did. But I got the Mindfulness and Acceptance Workbook for Anxiety. I'm not a particularly nervous kind of person, but I get anxious about things like the future and my kids' welfare, my husband's health, and I perseverate about those things a lot. It's like if I start thinking about them, I tend to kind of get into this whirlpool of thought that doesn't lead anywhere good. So, but meanwhile I have this. It's going to get me off the computer screen for a little bit because it's something that, you actually write in and do little things. So I like stuff like that. I like books that are kind of interactive, that either give you a little challenge to try, or they give you a little form to fill out, or a picture to draw. I don't know. Stuff like that seems to work better for me. So, yeah, bought myself a little present. Well, part of it I bought myself, and part of it I used my gift card. It was a little more than was on the gift card, so that's okay. That and a coffee. I spent $20. Big deal. Big deal. To save my sanity, I think that was very cheap. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to head home with Maya. I think she's tired of sitting in this parking lot. I was in there for quite a while, poking around. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. Well, and for you, it'll just be a second. You guys, it's getting really dark, and I'm driving home, but I smell something, really good. It smells sort of like dinner and sort of like sweat. I know that's weird. It's actually a very pleasant smell. I want to go home and find it and eat it. I think it's the dog. All right, I'm home. What a wonderful, relaxing afternoon. Oh my gosh, that was so wonderful. I came home and I showed Mike the book that I got, and he's kind of okay, whatever. I said, I know, Mike, I know I don't seem like I have any anxiety, but you should see what goes on between my ears. He doesn't have any clue. He really doesn't. So let me know what your little intellectual specialties are. I guess if I had a specialty, it would either be theology or psychology. Seems like I've been schooled pretty good in both of those. What are your specialties? Do you like zoology? Do you like herbology? Astronomy? Astrology? Any of those? Have a cup of coffee. Think deeply on it. I feel so goofy today. I don't know what it is. I'm not on drugs. But you know what, you guys? Another thing I picked up while I was out today. I want to show my friends the headline. Hi, Mike. Say hi, Mike.
Hi-yo.
Check out the headlines, you guys. Deep lines at... I'm trying to read this upside down and backwards. Deep lines at shops. Okay. Deep lines at shops on legal pots day one. Yeah. Green Monday, people. Stay happy. Stay healthy. Don't forget Granny loves you. And do something good for yourself. You might be needing it more than you even realize. Gotta know when to take care of yourself. Bye, y'all.